What's up everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing something a little bit different. I recently bought the Touch 5 markers and the STA fine liners from AliExpress. They're an 80-piece set of markers that cost me about rupees 6,000 PKR in total. That's almost like $60. And for the fine liners, they were about $1 each. So previously I'd been using these Secure color markers, which were actually a gift, and I just had 9 pieces. I didn't really have that much of a color range, so I couldn't do much with them. But now that I have an 80-piece set, I hope I create something good. So they look a lot like the Copic sketch markers, which I do not have. But instead of the brush tip, the Touch 5 had a fine tip on one end and a chisel nib on the other. I think what's amazing is that the markers have a gray marking on the fine tip area, so it's easier to pick up the fine tip rather than the chisel nib, because let's face it, nobody likes the chisel nib. So apart from the 80 markers, the seller sent a colorless blender, a white gel pen, and a black gel pen. Now for the fine liners, they're a 9-piece set ranging from 0.05mm to 0.8mm, and they also have a brush liner. They're actually really smooth, and I was so excited to test them out. They say that they're waterproof and water resistant. I didn't test them with water, but they're good with the alcohol markers. So the first thing that I did with the markers was swatch a few of them to test them out on paper, and I did a little blending test to check where they stood. I started out with the easiest one, and since this pack has a lot of blue tones, that one was really easy. The reds were pretty similar, however, when it came down to blending with just 2 markers, I was really impressed with the yellow to green transition. However, these markers do not work well with darker tones. I feel like they leave too much ink on the paper, and the blending between green to blue wasn't that good. So this 0.5mm black gel liner was actually really good. I think that it can be really good for finer details. I really love the white liner, and it sat well on the colors instead of like popping up. I like it when the white is a bit dulled out, and it makes it look a bit more natural. So I quickly jumped into the color chart, and I think color charts are so important. The color on the lid is almost always different to how the marker will be on paper, and that's why it's so important to have a color chart so you can see how your marker is on paper, and it makes your life so much simpler because you have an entire color chart and you can see how the colors will show on paper, so you don't have to test them out every time you're doing a new artwork. So to put the markers to a complete test, I decided to sketch something real quick, and I ended up drawing Yoongi from BTS along with his BT21 character Shooky. I chose this combo because, well, Yoongi is my favorite, but I wanted an artwork where you could see lights and darks together. I chose a mint hair and red jacket, and his skin is already so pale. And the colors on Shooky are really dark as well, so it's really interesting to see all the different types of colors. So I actually bought the animation set, but I think that they have 2 more sets with different colors. I chose the animation set, and I really like how it has a very good variety of skin tones. It ranges from skin light to sand color, and I think that's really nice. I do really like the blending of these colors, especially with the hair. I know that it doesn't look too mint, but I think it turned out really great. The one thing I regret doing is coloring the whole background, but other than that, I am really happy with how this turned out, and I'm really impressed with these markers. They're not very expensive, and they're delivering a really good quality. I know that Copics are an industry standard, and I mean, if I could actually purchase them, I would always go for Copics rather than any other marker, but they're really expensive. I mean, I don't want to have to sell a kidney to make art. So I think that these are an amazing alternative. They're not that expensive, and if you're looking for a switch of medium, or you're trying something new, or you want to test alcohol-based markers before you purchase Copics, I think that these are the way to go. They do offer a wide variety of colors, so if you're a student or you're just starting out, I think these are a good purchase. If you want any more reviews or you want me to draw something, leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and please take very good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!